Starting off with playmaker Jaylen Brown running a high pick and roll with Al Horford. Zubac's in drop. JB gets Harden on his hip, and his bag of finishing moves around the rim is so deep now, and he finishes with this little push shot for two.
Al actually rolls hard to the rim on this pick and roll. Usually he's popping almost exclusively, or he's just kind of floating in the short roll. And what that does is it brings Zubac all the way to the rim, and it opens up that space for Jaylen to get the floater up.
I like giving Jaylen these reps in the pick and roll, especially against someone like Harden, where you're not super worried about the ball getting poked away. And Jaylen's just gotten really good at this like little mid-range, floater range, push shot with either hand. Also, Derek just kind of lifts up from the corner, and Paul George just like has a little panic moment, and that just limits the nail help, getting those hands in Jaylen's balls. And we just avoid that whole situations.
Christmas Day against the Lakers, Drew gets the switch off LeBron James thanks to the KP screen. Doesn't like what he sees. Swing, and Derek finds Tatum posting up Cam Reddish. D. White cuts through the lane to pull the help defense away from JT, and Tatum goes to work. Beautiful stuff.
You can just see it in Drew Holiday's eyes that he wants to pop that pull-up three so bad. And how many times have we seen him take out of context terrible pull-up that sometimes goes in, but I love that he rejected it. It looks like he's really found his role on this team, and him turning down that pull-up, moving it to Derek, seeing Tatum's got Cam Reddish on him on the block, and just swing, post up, and Tatum with a beautiful move.
Tatum, bully ball. We always want more of it. Getting him these types of looks, getting him into the game, making him be physical. You know, Cam Reddish, 6'8", 220, heralded as the Lakers' like best wing defender, and it's just three bumps, boom, bang, and he's like under the rim, and it's just an easy finish for Tatum. Use those new 12 pounds of muscle.
How about an underrated defensive play? Jaylen Brown up on Paul George, and look at Tatum fronting Zubac in the paint there.
Yeah, I just think it goes to show, like, Tatum's talked about sacrifice or reinventing himself, and defensively last year, I think it started when Rob wasn't healthy. Tatum kind of got put in that like off help Rob role. And this year, he's been playing against centers a lot, and him showing this type of fight to fight Zubac, who is an absolutely massive man, a mountain of a man, if you will. And he does a really good job of not letting him establish the post position. And then Jaylen does a great job getting over the screen. Al's in perfect position, force the miss.
Yeah, I love it. Firstly, they only get into the possession with 10, 11 seconds on the shot clock, starting with that ball pressure early in the possession. Al's right at the three-point line, but not off balance to contain a Paul George drive. And then also, you know your personnel. They're not really concerned with a Terrence Mann pick and pop here. One, he's a low-volume shooter. Two, he's only shooting 21% from three this season. And Jaylen just gets right over it. Tough contest, tough shot. Drew gets the board.
Back to the Christmas Day game against the Lakers, and we're going to Neemias Queta to initiate the play here. This is awesome, though. Tatum screens for Drew, who cuts hard towards the basket. D'Lo has to help, leaving an exposed PP in the corner, guys.
That caught me way off guard. This is a type of set I feel like we've started to go to a lot more often this year, and this is kind of like a pseudo UCLA style back screen set. And what it does is it makes the defensive players make a lot of different decisions. The Lakers make all of the wrong decisions. It requires D'Lo to come way out from the corner to help, and Pritchard just wide open. Hey, shout out to Queta, man. Look at the passing chops.
This is just weaponizing the Celtics. You know, the Vanderbilt and Prince here are just scared to leave Tatum alone. They clearly miscommunicate. They both stay with Tatum thanks to that scoring gravity. And D'Lo, you know, tried to be Derek White this year. Didn't see a lot of that in the Christmas Day game. But yeah, nice cut by Drew, bringing him in. And look, you want to weaponize your PP. Bang.
Tatum and Drew just have so much gravity that it's almost like anyone can initiate that play, including but not limited to Neemias Queta. So good stuff there.
Yeah.
How about that game last night in Detroit? A little too close for comfort. And thank the basketball gods for Al Horford, who sees KP jacking up this three in one of the most important possessions of the game here, late in overtime. Horford comes out of the corner and immediately establishes good rebounding position, grabs it out of the clouds, kicks it straight back out, and then the Pistons leave the best player in the NBA, Derek White, wide open under the basket.
How many times has Al Horford bailed us out in the clutch this year? It just feels like he's making a big hustle play, getting a big offensive rebound, getting a big defensive rebound, hitting an open three, which he hit a couple of big ones against the Pistons, which it's a shame they were big ones, but they were nonetheless. That was the reality. Great recognition by Porzingis. I thought he was going to shoot that, and it terrified me because you can see White wide open for quite a long time underneath the rim, but eventually he makes the right decision. Easy too.
Dude, Duren on this play. One, he was a monster on the boards all night, so I give him credit there, but he just disappears from the screen for the entirety of possession after he contests the original KP3. And he's just gone.
Doesn't come back.
And so Derek's just wide open. Al Horford, I mean, you can't say enough. Like,
so good.
Struggled on the boards all night, but makes the play of the game.
And finally here, back in LA, D. White screens for Jason Tatum to get the switch onto poor old Austin Reeves, and Tatum just relocates him into the paint, just ragdolls him. He's just like, this is where you live now, and it's then barbecue chicken for Christmas lunch.
Very similar set to what we just saw for the exposed PP3, where Tatum gets this back screen. Instead of him setting the screen for Drew, it's White setting it for Tatum. And then, once he sees Austin Reeves, he just puts his hip into him, and Reeves looks like how I would look trying to stop a Jason Tatum pull up, just like grabbing onto his clothes and praying the big man doesn't hurt me.
Yeah, this is not fair. Yeah, we saw the Reddish post up like this. I love going to these kinds of actions off ball. I think it just can lead to more confusion as opposed to doing it with Derek and Tatum running a pick and roll or vice versa. And then also having KP initiate it from like top of the key there. Anthony Davis has to be all the way up at the 3-point line because he's a 7'2" wing player. Then at that point, there's just no rim protection, especially on a night like that where LeBron had kind of opted out of defense.